Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over how MBTI personalities manage money. Make sure to watch each one and find out which personalities are good at managing money. Each personality type manages money in a different way, and we have assigned those ways to each one of the 16 personality types. Find out what it is and determine how you can use this knowledge in reaching personal growth and self-improvement. Here is how MBTI personalities manage money. Number 1. ISTJ. The ISTJ is one of the most practical and responsible personality types, and their financial situation reflects that. They have been investing ever since they were old enough to open an account, always pay their bills on time, and don't owe anything when they file their taxes. They have an accountant and a financial counselor, but they don't really need either of them and only employ them so that someone will appreciate their work. They take care of their families with regular paychecks, pay off their college loans early, and purchase assets. If they ever make a financial blunder, they constantly criticize themselves for it, frequently long after they have fixed the problem. Number 2. ISFJ. The ISFJ is arguably the best at managing money, creating budgets for both minor and large purchases and waiting to use credit cards until the entire amount has been saved. These hardworking individuals set realistic financial objectives and accomplish them quietly. Being patient, they simply keep moving forward, even if anything looks far off. They never succumb to financial fatigue or are persuaded to make an unaffordable purchase. Although ISFJs may not have enormous paychecks, their lives are rich because they select occupations that benefit others. Number 3. ESTJ. The ESTJ enjoys money and makes it known to you. The top earners of all the MBTI personality types, these individuals work for money just to see their bank account balance increase. They invest wisely and take prudent risks, enjoying enormous compounding profits over time. They only borrow money if it would help them make money, and never use a credit card for an irrational purchase. The ESTJ strives to be accepted into the most exclusive social groups. Therefore, they concentrate on increasing their bank account balance to the level required to gain entry. The ESTJ is shockingly conservative when you look at their net worth, but they'll spend money on club memberships and anything else that may impress others. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ESFJ. Spending is enjoyable for the ESFJ, especially if it's for someone else. Expect these people to indulge themselves with large homes, expensive vehicles, and fancy clothing for themselves and their offspring. They are always asked to parties and always arrive bearing a big hostess gift or a bottle of expensive wine. They won't, however, skip a minimum payment because they would find it humiliating to be seen as having a low income. They make effective leaders at work who are promoted for their capacity to consistently mobilize the troops and instill a sense of value in each team member. They frequently end up in administrative positions that pay well, allowing them to support themselves. Number 5. INFJ. The INFJ cares about causes and is more likely to be in the street to voice their opposition to large bank bailouts or rising tuition rates. This kind typically opts for a profession in public service or one that allows them to actively assist a disadvantaged or marginalized population, hence their pay is typically low. Although they are good savers, they will lend money to a buddy in need and create room in their budget for charitable giving, even if they really can't afford it. They sleep peacefully, despite receiving smaller returns since they only invest in ethical investment funds, which has given them peace of mind. Expect them to be saving money in order to be ready for the impending climate crisis. Number 6. INFP. Your buddy who repeatedly signs up for MLMs? They're an INFP. They announced last week that they would retire in 2 to 5 years this week. These warm-hearted and idealistic people enjoy money, but they consistently assume it will flow to them more easily than it actually does. They only find it interesting when it's new, therefore anything relating to past results or performance will cause them to lose interest. Because INFPs don't consider retirement, they don't save for it, but they'll buy anything if they get an email with a "sale ends today" or when they're in line at the grocery store checkout. Using a out-of-sight, out-of-mind strategy is the greatest method to save and invest for INFPs. Number 7. ENFJ. The ENFJ is a social do-gooder, thus it's most probable that they'll throw their best friend a big birthday party. These endearing extroverts work hard to ensure that everyone succeeds and make good team members. They don't do a great job saving, but they don't care much about looking well, so it's not difficult for them to build up a respectable nest egg. Ever hopeful, they will put their trust in a financial advisor to invest their funds wherever they can do an adequate job and then call it a day. However, ENFJs have a significant weakness when it comes to money. They have trouble making difficult choices. Thus, they will worry over every significant expenditure, such as earning a graduate degree or purchasing a property. The greatest expense is frequently their concern. Number 8. ENFP. Your companion is certainly an ENFP if they spend money like water. Because ENFPs love to spend money, they are motivated to work hard and earn a lot of money. Since money in a savings account doesn't buy anything enjoyable, it might be challenging to convince them to make wise financial decisions. The best strategy may be to persuade them of the luxury that their future savings and investments will allow them to enjoy. ENFPs will constantly struggle with credit card debt and are likely to completely ignore their student debts. They probably won't address their financial situation until they've used up all of their credit card and have none left. Number 9. ISTP. Expect to see the ISTP spending 5 figures on an Amazon river cruise in Peru and yelling "experiences over goods!" ISTPs tend to be a little more deliberate about their spending. They make purchases based on their desire for a prosperous existence. The drawback is that they will finance the majority of it. They take even more risks than ENTJs do, and they can even find themselves spending more time gambling than making wise investments. Catching an ISTP before they harm their credit score permanently is the only way to preserve their financial security. Number 10. ISFP. ISFPs spend their money on the best of everything, including the best experiences, outfits, and products. To their credit, they always adhere to their budget. ISFPs are frugal with their money, but when they do have money to spend, it's on expensive dining reservations, one-of-a-kind works of art, or helicopter trips. They don't make a big deal about flexing, but the competitive side of the ISFP does influence some of their purchasing choices in an effort to outperform their colleagues. An ISFP is likely to invest in exclusive real estate, wineries, or creative artwork in a modest but successful manner. Number 11. ESTP. Because ESTPs are indulgent, everything else will take a back seat as they prioritize whatever makes their body feel good, from food to massages. Being outgoing and confident, don't be surprised if these folks manage to charm their way into owning the restaurants or spas that they enjoy visiting. Fortunately, their investments typically succeed, generating the revenue necessary to continue spoiling themselves. Overextending their credit to take on a new enterprise or clashing with a business partner are the biggest financial risks for an ESTP. When they are incorrect, the financial losses are substantial, but they can typically bounce back. Number 12. ESFP. ESFPs typically strike a decent balance between spending and saving, with a few credit card splurges for Kylie Jenner's most recent glam beauty kit. Although ESFPs enjoy spending money on their appearance and will do so, their practical nature makes them excellent savers. They use credit cards, but they don't often let their spending get out of hand, and their student loans were settled without too much fuss and in a timely manner. These extroverts excel in sales or other commission-based jobs because they love to network. As a result, they make a respectable living. The only significant problem with their finances is that ESFPs are bad long-term planners. While they have no issue investing and saving money, they will need advice on how much money to set aside and the specifics of how to do so. Number 13. INTJ. The INTJ is goal-focused in all areas of life, including money. They work hard to advance in their careers and are rigorous about saving money on a regular basis. They will accurately anticipate the future worth of their stock portfolio in 5 decades. Their money almost always goes where it can provide the highest return because they aren't ostentatious or flashy. They have a tendency to defy convention and rules, therefore, they are most likely to accumulate a little sum of money. Because they are also haughty and judgmental, INTJs will publicly condemn anyone who doesn't choose the same financial course as them. Number 14. INTP. Although the INTP has noble intentions, they frequently spend more time planning than doing. Expect them using elaborate spreadsheets in an effort to minimize risk and taxes, only to discover the allocations have changed by the time they are ready to make an investment. They will enjoy a comfortable retirement if they can establish an investing plan and stick to it. But if they procrastinate too long, they put their financial security in danger. They are wary of debt and won't take it on until they absolutely must in order to generate the desired income. Number 15. ENTJ. The ENTJ has a ridiculously high risk tolerance and will invest aggressively in hot stocks or startups in an effort to 10 times their initial investment. They don't even take time to feel sad if they lose money, because they're immediately working on their next project. ENTJs obtain raises and promotions more quickly than any other type because they radiate true confidence and aren't scared to bargain. They will build a modest fortune while pursuing their professional achievement because making money is more essential to them than spending it. To achieve their objectives, ENTJs are likely to incur debt, which they will promptly pay off once the subsequent large payout arrives. They don't mind taking on risk and won't blink an eye if a 6-figure debt balance will help them succeed. Number 16. ENTP. Although the ENTP makes a fair living, they have a propensity to squander their money as soon as it is earned. They are susceptible to being persuaded by anything flashy and novel, and that includes the top stock market performers. If they work in the corporate environment, the ENTP is generally seeking a way out and a chance to launch their own company. When it comes to money, they'll come up with creative and novel solutions to make tiresome jobs bearable while letting the rest take care of itself. Expect them to have practically all of their financial responsibilities automated so they won't have to. They tend to streamline operations, yet they tend to overlook small nuances. These videos will be really helpful for you.